everybody, I'm here today with a driving lesson on turning the steering wheel fast. In this video, I will be outlining my methods that I use for turning the steering wheel fast, and I'll also be talking to you about some situations in which it's beneficial to know how to use these methods to turn the steering wheel at a fast rate or a fast pace. With that being said, let's get right into the video. As you can see right here, this is the steering wheel, and throughout this video, I will be referring to the steering wheel in terms of it being a clock. So right now, obviously, you'd have 12 o'clock at the top, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and so forth. So the first method that I'm going to outline for turning the steering wheel fast is a two-handed steering method. As you can see, I actually have two hands on the wheel right now, and they are at the roughly 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock position. My left hand right here is at the 10 o'clock position, if this were an imaginary clock, and my right hand is at the 2 o'clock position, once again, if this were an imaginary clock. So 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. Now you can move your hands from this position a little bit. Some people like to start in various spots, but I like roughly the 10 and 2, just like that. Now, for the first method, this two-handed steering method for turning the wheel fast, I'm going to be using the hand-over-hand steering method. So for the hand-over-hand steering method, you're going to start off by using one hand, either your right or your left, to start turning the steering wheel, and the opposite hand is going to release and go over the original hand. So right now I'm going to use my right to turn the wheel. My left hand is releasing and goes over the original hand. Now the original hand goes under the second hand, and then the second hand goes over the original hand and under, just like that, okay? Now I'm gonna go to the left, so I'm holding at the 10 and 2 right now. My left hand is gonna be doing the movement towards the right, so I'm steering right, using my left hand to start. So my left hand turns, my right hand goes over, left hand goes under, right hand goes over, left hand goes under. Just like that. All right, now that is the two-handed steering method, the hand-over-hand method for turning the steering wheel fast. And as you can see, just to demonstrate, you can actually turn the wheel really quickly when you get to know how to use this steering method effectively. As you can see right here, I'm able to turn the wheel really quickly, and the more that you practice, the better that you'll be at using this method for turning the steering wheel really fast. All right, the second method is the one-handed method. This is useful if you're driving a manual car and you're using, your right hand to actually shift or any other situation, but you're going to be using one hand, and I'll be using my left hand right here. I'm going to put it at the top center, which is at about roughly the 12 o'clock position, and I'm going to grip the steering wheel like that. Now what I want to do is I want to palm the steering wheel. So you want to open up your hand and press the palm of your hand against the wheel, just like that. And with that pressure, you're going to allow the wheel to rotate in your hand, just like that. Okay, as you can see, the wheel is rotating in my hand, or you could say that my hand is rotating on top of the wheel, just like that. And once again, you can turn the wheel really quickly using this method with only one hand. And sometimes I like to just grip the wheel as I come to the top over there. Right? It's completely up to you, but the idea is that you want to press the palm of your hand against the wheel and turn just like that. All right, now those are basically the two methods for turning the steering wheel quickly. Now I'm just going to talk to you about some situations in which it would be beneficial to know how to use these methods to turn the steering wheel quickly. First and foremost is a three-point turn. If you're doing a three-point turn, then your steering is pretty much going to be done when your car is stopped, okay? So if you're doing a three-point turn, you're pulled over on the right side of the road, you have to steer all the way to the left while your car is stopped, and then you're going to proceed to the left. You come to a complete stop, you put the car in reverse, and you have to steer all the way to the right while the car is stopped. So because you're steering all the way to the right and all the way to the left for a three-point turn, and you're doing it while the car's not moving, you can steer as quickly as you want, because you need to go all the way to one direction or the other. It doesn't require much precision in the steering because you're going all the way to the right or to the left, and you're doing it while your car is at a standstill, okay? Another situation is a U-turn. When you do a U-turn, you're pulled over on the right side of the road, you do all of your safety checks, and when it's safe to proceed, what you're going to do is you're going to steer all the way so you can turn the car. And the reason that you turn your steering wheel pretty much all the way for a U-turn and a three-point turn is because it's easier that if you steer too much, let's say I steer all the way to the left, and I realize that I have too much steering to the left, it's easier for me to just release it a little bit, to release the steering angle and degree of steering, than it is to actually turn more. Because if I'm going all the way to the left, let's say I don't turn all the way to the left, and I realize I need to steer more, then I go up to here, but I can't go any further, okay? So like I'm steering all the way to the left right now. So it's important to just start off by steering all the way to the left or to the right. This way you can always release the steering wheel a little bit if you realize that you have turned the steering wheel too much. It's easier and more possible to release the steering wheel a bit than it is to steer more, because you're going to hit the wall of the steering wheel. You know, you're not going to be able to turn after the wheel has turned full lock. You're not going to be able to turn any more than that. And that's basically it. In this video, I've gone over a driving lesson for turning the steering wheel fast. I've shown you how to do it using 2 different methods, and I've also told you a few situations in which it's beneficial to know how to turn the steering wheel fast using these techniques. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment, and of course, be sure to subscribe for more great car and driving videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.